Okay, we are going to start this evening with a public hearing. So I'm going to call the public hearing to order for the establishment of a special Schaumburg Service Area number 16, which is for the Remington Basswood Woodfield Area Business Center subdivision. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Patel.
Present.
Trustee Clare.
Present.
Trustee Madej is absent. Trustee Sullivan.
Present.
Trustee Bishke.
Present.
And President Daly. This calls for a public hearing. So the purpose is to establish an area, what's referred to as the Remington Basswood Business Center subdivision. There's a retention area there, and this is to fund the maintenance, repairing, and any reconstructions or servicing of the common area, which again includes the detention park, stormwater management improvements, landscaping, bike paths, retaining walls, fences, wetland improvements, etc., all required by Schaumburg Village Code. Beyond that, we're just looking for any comments. Is that correct?
Yes, so the history here is that the land was originally common area that was owned by an association that was part of the business center. That association dissolved and was never reconstituted. The detention area benefits the business center properties so that they don't flood. It as proper water retention for runoff. The property owners were not able to form a new association. The property taxes were not being paid. That was neglected. The village was doing minimal maintenance. It took steps to acquire title to the property, which it now has through the county. And the special service area, under the special service area, there would be an increase for the property taxes on that area, and the village itself would do the maintenance that is required to maintain that area to benefit those properties.
Okay, so we have opened this up to any comments from the audience. So if you have anything you wish to say regarding this item, please come forth, give us your name and address for the record, and hold forth.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Manager, village president, trustees. My name is John Regan. I'm an attorney. My office is in Elgin. I'm with a law firm of Huck Boma. I'm at 2425 Royal Boulevard in the city of Elgin. And I'm here representing the Relium Holdings, Inc., which is one of the property owners in the SSA. They're at 509 East State Parkway. I just have a question and an observation. The question is that, do you have available for public use a layout or map of the properties contained within the SSA? I know that you have the property that will be maintained by the SSA, but I don't see in any of the matter that was distributed for tonight something that depicts the properties that are actually going to be taxed. So I'm assuming it was not part of tonight's package for the board, that something like that is available somewhere.
There is a list of them.
I understand. And I've gone through the list, and I've done my homework, but...
Have you seen that map, sir?
Yeah.
It's on the back of what was in my packet.
Right, but he's asking for beyond the scope of the property that will be maintained.
A map of the
basically a map
affected
of the
properties.
affected properties.
The affected properties,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure, but we can try to get that to you.
Okay. It's not a big deal. I can create one if I need to.
Wait,
Okay.
Julie?
We have one internally, we can get you this later this week or next week.
Okay.
So if you leave
Very
your
good.
information there, staff will get it to you.
Sure, that's good. It's a really more of an observation and a question. In establishing the ordinance, I understand the purposes you recited today as you've got a detention area, it's been abandoned, it needs to be taken care of. I totally understand that. My concern, though, is that in the provisions for which the SSA is being established, in your findings, you determine that the SSA consists of the services, or the special services to be provided include, but are not limited to, the maintenance, repair, reconstruction, and/or replacement of water mains and stormwater management facilities, which usually include piping. Now, you've got a subdivision here that's got water mains in it that presumably have all been dedicated to the city. And I'm assuming this is an oversight, that you're not going to have this area pay for public water mains that have been already dedicated to the city. And then sort of the same thing with stormwater. Those typically are private in a shopping center, but in a subdivision like this, normally the stormwater pipes get dedicated to the city as part of the dedication of the subdivision, even if the detention area is not dedicated to the city. So I'm just wondering what the city's position is on those two elements.
So the language is always drafted very broadly, but the subject property is the key. And the subject property is simply the detention area. It doesn't include the affected properties as far as spending money on that property. So those properties, to the extent there are utilities that have been dedicated to the village, they are the village's property. And in fact, the subject area is the village's property too, but the SSA, because to spend general tax money on that area, which benefits that unique area, the SSA will simply help fund that maintenance and any replacement. So
I just
no.
wanted, it wasn't totally clear to me in the
No, I
general
understand.
language.
No.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, at this point then, there being no further comments from the audience, I look for a motion to adjourn.
To close the public
Mo-
hearing.
Motion to close
the public's
Hearing.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. All right, we are now going to move on to the regular scheduled village board meeting for Tuesday, January 14th. I do ask if you have any, you had mentioned this, if you have any electronic devices, that you please turn them off so that we can have an uninterrupted meeting for this evening. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Patel.
Present.
Trustee Clare.
Present.
Trustee Sullivan.
Present.
Trustee Madej is absent. Trustee Bishki.
Present.
President Daly.
Present. All present and accounted for, and we do have a quorum. First item is the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'm going to ask Trustee Jack Sullivan to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Trustee Sullivan.
You're welcome.
Next item is the approval of minutes from December 10th, 2024. Any questions, comments? Otherwise, I look for a motion.
Move to approve as presented. Second.
Motion and a second to approve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next item is the approval of expenditures for $18,195,849.80. You should have a list of those in your packet. Any questions, comments?
Move to approve as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second. Will clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Patel.
Aye.
Trustee Clare.
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan.
Aye.
Trustee Madej is absent. Trustee Bishki.
Aye.
Presentations, thank you very much. Presentations, we have the presentation of the 2024 Landscape Awards to a number of organizations. And who's doing this anyways? Julie, looks like. Oh,
Me and a member of the environmental.
okay, excellent. All right, come forth and tell us all about this.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Pratik Patel, and I represent Schaumburg Environmental Committee, and it's my honor to present the Landscape Award tonight. To start with the categories, most improved commercial, that goes to the Best Western, and they did installation new foundation landscaping with scrub and perennials that provide seasonal colors and enhance the building. We have the owner of the property, Rajnikant Patel, here to accept the award.
Okay, we need to, yeah, she wants to get a picture. So I know we're doing this at kind of maybe an odd time of year. I mean, we're all outside freezing.
Right.
And it's not the greatest of weather, but we do appreciate these businesses having taken the time to do this. So we'll have to try and make, at least I'll keep my list and see if I can't make a trip around this summer when things will be looking much brighter and greener and seeing all the work that's been done. So, but please
Sure.
proceed.
Okay. Moving on to the next category, that's the most improved retail location. And that's Patrick Genesis. And they did read over this car dealership into a state-of-art facility, complete with the updated landscaping throughout the property. The design uses clustered planting to create greater impact and a welcoming approach to the facility. To accept the award, we have Roy Smith from the business. Do we have Roy Smith?
Nope. Okay, well, we'll move on. Thank you.
Thank you. And going on to the next, that's most improved residential plant in a development. That's a carriage home of Summit Place. It's a subdivision, and they removed and replaced approximately about 300 dead and declining trees throughout the property, and
Wow.
and replanted that site with the landscaping and preserve the park-like nature of the site. And we are not able to confirm the,
Anyone here?
Someone
Yeah.
here from Carriage Homes? Okay. So just let me interrupt you real quick here.
Sure.
So why don't you tell us, how do you get onto this list? Is there, do you submit your name or submit your organization, your location or something like that? Or does the environmental committee take it upon themselves to kind of drive around and see how things are?
No, they do submit the names and,
do?
and
Okay.
yeah. And that's how, we get a couple different, each category. And out of that, then the committee selects
Okay,
from the, yes.
okay, very good.
Well, and to add on to that, our landscape inspector who works, does we do annual and inspections every 1 to 5 years, depending on the property.
Right.
And so the inspector that we use for that submits a lot of these names because he knows some of the enhancements that are done
right.
and things like that.
Okay.
So
All
we
right.
do have the previous pictures and then updated,
Okay.
pictures. So that's how.
Okay. Yeah,
based on
and having to upgrade landscaping or replace landscaping, I had to do the same. I had 3 trees dying on my property from black mold this year, and replaced them with a couple of new trees, and did a little bit of other landscaping. So I'm sure other organizations are having to do the same thing. So,
Right.
okay. And who's
Okay.
next?
And then moving to next category, that's a best maintained landscaping. And this in this category, the landscape beds have been done weed free, and the plant material is pruned, and the turf area is mowed, and many of the sites. Many of the trees on the site use broad palettes of plants material, making maintenance more challenging. The best maintained commercial car is a Parkway Bank. That, and the person accepting the award is Parkway Bank and a Wheelan Landscape. Do we have it?
Okay. Very good.
Parkway Bank.
All right. Thank you. Okay, next.
That's best maintained retail, and that's a Shell Service Station on Mall Drive. And accepting the award is RM Petroleum Principal Robert Scampoli.
So can I ask, Are you the owner of the Shell station? You are, okay, all right. Yeah, I've gone there many times. You've got kind of a little older, but kind of a classical design to that Shell station. And I've always noticed it to be very well maintained, so. Yeah, so, very good. Yeah, at Mall and Higgins Road, yep. Okay, sure, okay.
Okay, moving to next will be best maintained planned unit development. That's a Gatewood subdivision. And accepting the award is committee manager, Preston Pine.
Okay, Reston, yep, over here.
And board member Teresa.
Where's Gateway across the street? Is it? Where's Gateway across the street? Gateway.
Oh, there's an extra. Oh, it's requested an extra copy.
The last one is best natural landscaping. That's a closed robotic welding. And they have installed foundation landscaping comprised of mostly native plants, species arranged in a tidy design. There are large expanses of prairie grasses around the parking lot in place and typically of the turf area. The design creatively used native plants in both the naturalized prairie layout and in structured boundaries planting. Accepting the award is President Doug Joella.
Now, can I ask, is this a new location, or is it
Yes, it's a new location.
Okay, it's your new
We took
location.
over, we took
Yeah.
over an existing spec
Right.
building and built it out.
Yes, yeah, it's a very nice
Right on
building.
90.
Yeah, very nice building,
Yeah.
yep, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, congratulations.
That's all for tonight. Thank you, everyone.
Okay,
Thank
well,
you.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys taking a look and taking the time to
Sure.
review properties out there, so. Hopefully it'll be incentive for others to do the same and upgrade, and do whatever with their property. You're welcome to stay if you want to, or you can leave, whatever you wish to do. Liquor license requests, we have none for this evening. Consent agenda, the consent agenda we read in its entirety, voted on as one motion to approve. If you wish to discuss an item further, please indicate that when the item is read by the village clerk so that it can be removed from the consent agenda and discussed further under committee reports. Otherwise, all items will be approved as presented on the consent agenda in one motion. Will the clerk please read the consent agenda?
Number 1, correspondence. The motion would be to approve the request from Schaumburg Professional Firefighters Benevolent Association to hold raffles on April 5th, 2025 at the local 4092 Pink Tie Ball, 1800 East Gulf Road, Schaumburg, Illinois, and to approve a variance to Chapter 117-.31 since the ticket price is greater than $5. B, the motion would be to approve the request from Vipers Association of Illinois to hold a raffle on February 15th, 2025 at the Marriott Hotel located at 50 North Martingale Road, Schaumburg, Illinois, to approve a variance to Chapter 117.31 since the ticket price is greater than $5 and to waive the fidelity bond requirement. 2, engineering and public works. A, the motion would be to adopt an ordinance authorizing the disposal of surplus vehicles as listed on the fiscal year 24-25 vehicle replacement schedule. B, the motion would be to approve completion of plans and specifications for bidding of the fiscal year 25-26 street improvement program. C, the motion would be to authorize the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement for the Braintree Drive project, Wise Road to Weathersfield Way reconstruction, Weathersfield Way to Schaumburg Road resurfacing, and Schaumburg Road to Bodie Road resurfacing, Phase 2 final design services with Civil Tech Engineering, Inc. of Itasca, Illinois, in the amount of $1,318,566.40, and approve the required resolution. 3, Committee of the Whole. The motion would be to accept the multi-year capital improvement plan and approve projects for fiscal year 25-26 for incorporation into the budget. B, The motion would be to approve the redevelopment agreement between the Village of Schaumburg and Cook County and authorize the village manager and village clerk to execute the agreement and approve the required resolution. 4, Health and Human Services Committee. The motion would be to authorize the village manager to execute a multi-year agreement with the Boys and Girls Club of Northern Illinois for the operation of a youth center not to exceed $221,000 annually and approve the required resolution. B, the motion would be to approve the 2024 Landscape Award recipients, Best Western, Patrick Genesis, Parkway Bank, Carriage Homes of Summit Place Subdivision, Shell Service Station, Gateway Subdivision, and Cluse Robotic Welding. 5, Public Safety Committee. The motion would be to repeal ordinance Title 11, Chapter 121 of the Schaumburg Municipal Code relative to public passenger vehicles. B, the motion would be to adopt the 2024 Cook County Multi-Jurisdictional Hazard Mitigation Plan and approve the required resolution. 6, Transportation Committee. The motion would be to direct staff to proceed with the proposed cross-section as part of Phase 1 preliminary engineering for the Spring South Road reconstruction project. B, the motion would be to authorize the village president and village clerk to execute the second amendment to the Schaumburg Regional Airport Restaurant License Agreement with Pilot Pete's 2, Inc., and approve the required resolution. C, the motion would be to authorize the village manager to execute a letter of understanding for Contract 62R81, an agreement for Contract 62T54, and an intergovernmental agreement with the Illinois Department of Transportation for the Advanced Traffic Management System and approve the required resolution. 7, Plan Commission. The motion would be to approve a front yard coverage variation for middle residents at 352 Verde Drive. 8, Zoning Board of Appeals. The motion would be to approve a site plan amendment and variation to the Renewable Energy Code for public storage 777 West Wise Road. B, the motion would be to approve the site amendment and variation to the Renewable Energy Code for public storage 1200 West Irving Park Road. C, the motion would be to approve a site amendment and variation to the Renewable Energy Code for public storage 2400 Palmer Drive. D, the motion would be to approve a site plan amendment and variation to the Renewable Energy Code for public storage 130 Hillcrest Boulevard. E, the motion would be to approve a parking variation and valet parking plan approval for Fogo de Chão, 1950 East Gulf Road. 9, Project Review Group. The motion would be to approve a site plan amendment and Woodfield Regional Center design review for Roman Kia dealership, 750 East Gulf Road. 10, Resolutions. The motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-25-001, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement for the Braintree Drive project, Wise Road to Weathersfield Way reconstruction, Weathersfield Way to Schaumburg Road resurfacing, and Schaumburg Road to Bodie Road resurfacing, Phase 2 final design services with Civil Tech Engineering, Inc. B, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-25-002, approving and authorizing the execution of an agreement between the Village of Schaumburg and the Boys and Girls Clubs of North Central Illinois to operate the teen center. C, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-25-003, adopting the 2024 Cook County Multi-Jurisdictional Hazard Mitigation Plan. D, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-25-004, authorizing the village president and village clerk to execute the second amendment to the Schaumburg Regional Airport Restaurant License Agreement with Pilot Pete's 2, Inc. E, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-25-005, authorizing participation in the Illinois Department of Transportation's Advanced Traffic Management System. F, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-25-006, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute a redevelopment agreement between the Village of Schaumburg and Cook County. 11, Ordinances. The motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 25-001, granting a site plan amendment and variation to the Renewable Energy Code for public storage, 777 West Wise Road. B, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 25-002, granting a site plan amendment and variation to the Renewable Energy Code for public storage, 1200 West Irving Park Road. C, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 25-003, granting a site plan amendment and variation to the Renewable Energy Code for public storage, 2400 Palmer Drive. D, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 25-004, granting a site plan amendment and variation to the Renewable Energy Code for public storage, 130 Hillcrest Boulevard. E, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 25-005, granting a parking variation and valet parking plan approval for Fogo de Chão, 1950 East Gulf Road. F, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 25-006, repealing Title 11, Chapter 121 of the Schaumburg Village Code regarding public passenger vehicle licensing provisions. G, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 25-007, authorizing the disposal of surplus personal property owned by the Village of Schaumburg. H, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 25-008, granting approval of a front yard coverage variation 252 Verde Drive. I, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 25-009, granting a site plan amendment and Woodfield Regional Center design review for Roman Kia dealership, 750 East Gulf Road. That concludes the consent agenda.
Thank you. Look for a motion to approve the consent agenda as read.
Move to approve as presented. Second.
Motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as read. Will the clerk please pull the board?
Trustee Patel.
Aye.
Trustee Clare.
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan.
Aye.
Trustee Madej is absent. Trustee Bischke.
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays, motion carries. Thank you. Committee reports, we have none listed for this evening. Comments from the public, this is an opportunity to come forward, state your name and address for the record, and if you have something that's pertinent towards the Village of Schaumburg, please hold forth. It's a cold night. I'm sure people are home. I would be too. All right, moving on, we have council report.
I have no report tonight, Mayor.
No
Thank you.
report. Okay, President's report. I do have one item. That is regarding resignations, appointments of committee members. You should have received in your packet a list of individuals. We have an appointment to the Septemberfest Committee with a term ending April 30th, 2025. They're all one-year terms and end on April 30th. And the appointment is Arturo Barnin, if I pronounced that correctly. The next item is Environmental Committee, again, April 30th, 2025 term date. And there's a removal of a Christine Kraus. She actually resigned effective December 5th of 2024, and the appointment is Ratika. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. My apologies.
Muthu Kumar.
Pardon me?
Muthu Kumar.
I should have asked you in the first place. Thank you very much. Appreciate you helping me on that. Anyway, she's very enthusiastic about being on the committee and has been dying to get on there. So I'm looking for your concurrence on these two appointments and the removal.
Motion to approve.
Second.
So motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Manager's report.
I have no report this evening.
Okay, new business, we have none. Unfinished business, none listed. Trustee comments and mentions. Okay, look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much.